Breathe it. Yeah.
So I feel like it does help me mentally, and I've learned that it helps me physically because it helps with my stress.
And I think that it gets harder to do that kind of brain dumping as we get older because, for instance, when we were doing the journaling in high school, we had so many people that we were talking to, and even outside of the journaling throughout the day, when the little sillinesses of the day were happening or the things that were happening in our life, you're telling your friend right there, like, you're not going to believe this happened to me, that happened to me, or I'm so upset, or whatever it was. And you were getting all of that stuff out of your brain. Whereas, at least for me personally, as I've gotten older, the group of people that I tell those things to has gotten much smaller, and the amount of time that I get to see them has been much less, right? When you're in school, you're seeing your friends 5 days a week. By the time you're an adult, it takes us 2.5 months to figure out a day that we're going to meet each other.
Stick with it.
Yes.
Life happens.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I forgot, but I was going with that too, because as you get older and you hide it. So if we hide it from each other because we don't want to talk about it, we'd rather talk about the happy stuff, right? Not the really bad stuff. So I think if you do the journal, there's no judgment in a way, like just get it out.
Right. Yeah.
But you know what's crazy? When I started the brain dumping, there was a sense of shame.
Really?
There was a sense of me judging myself.
Oh
wow.
That's the
Because
worst.
in my own mind, it's like, I don't want this on paper.
Yeah.
But then I was like, who else is going to read it?
Right.
But there was a sense of judgment. Like, that's not important enough to write about.
Right.
Or I can't let this out. I can't let this be known that I'm having these thoughts.
Issues.
So there is a judgment. And when we are younger, we have less of that. It happens with time of being in situations where we feel judged, or maybe we've said the wrong thing and we've offended someone. And now it's almost like PTSD of like, oh, I can't say too much. I can't share too much. What if they take it wrong, or what if they see me a certain way? So it is a process. And I think that a lot of people do start journaling and they start writing things down, but they can't overcome that initial almost like blockage of it's okay to just write it down. Nobody's going to judge you.
Right.
So
even thinking things sometimes you do, like, Amanda, don't say that. Amanda, don't think that. Like,
right.
It's horrible, right? Who are you? So I get it, but I would never have thought of that.
Right.
You know, because it's just me. But you're your own worst enemy most of the time, right? We're our biggest critics. So that's true.
Yeah.
I even figured it would be easier to do like a grief journal instead of talking to a therapist, which I did talk to a therapist, but even though I didn't necessarily care what they thought of me because they were a stranger, there was still the barrier of, I don't really know you well. And I wouldn't say that there were things that I wouldn't say, but that I wouldn't say because of embarrassment or shame or whatever that kind of road was, but just kind of like, I didn't feel like it. Like, it takes a while to find a good therapist, but I didn't feel like there was any sincere investment on that person's part in my more complex feelings, I guess, or my more mundane feelings. Maybe that's kind of what you're speaking to, of like, if something's stupid or I feel self-conscious about it or whatever.